Now, I want to flip around here, and I want to ask you, how can people listen to your radio show? Where do we need to go?
Well, there is an app on Google Play Store for Androids. Apple kind of didn't cooperate with me, so I'm not a kind of an Apple person.
Sure.
But I do have a link. All the stuff that I do, I put on Facebook. So if you find me on Facebook, you can find Straight Up Tunes on Facebook. You can find Dan Neff on Facebook. You will find the radio station links on there. I have a link for iPhones. I have a link that works with any kind of phone. Then I have the actual app on Google Play Store. So you can find it. You can actually just find it on the web at straightuptunes.com. There's actually a website. It's kind of in the works. It's not completely done, but I'm working on it. So yeah, you can just get on there, man, and you can. It's easy. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. So you can just go to like I said, best place to find it is Google Play Store. If you have an Android, would be your best option.
I've listened on the iPhone. Those links work fine. So if that's the case, for sure. On that note, Apple, they charge way too much for their products. Their computers should not be as expensive as they are. And
yes,
yeah,
it's just tough. It's tough to get an app on Apple. It's tough. It's tough, man. I mean, I'm even offering to pay on them, and it's still, I'm just having issues with them. And I'm just kind of to the point where I'm just tired of it.
They have some controlling issues there at Apple.
Yes. And I hear a lot from other people. They're like, what? I'm like, you do what I do, and you see how tough it is. Because they don't make it easy. And I understand their philosophy, their security and all that good stuff. I get it. But it just ain't for me. But I can make sure if you have an Apple phone, I guarantee you I can find a way for you to listen to it. Just hit me up, and I'll make sure I find a way for you to listen to the station on there, and you will love it.
Yeah. No, cool. Sounds good. Yeah. I know that, like I said, you play Dayton local artists on there, which is great, and so I love promoting and supporting that. What do you think the music industry could do better for when it comes to getting new artists popular and out there in the mainstream?
That's a good question, because I watched a interview with the guy who owns Sirius Radio, and they were asking him about the new country station they have, Prime Country, I think it's called. They asked, how does a new artist get their music on your station? He said they won't, unless it's like top 40.
Mm-hmm.
It would never get played on here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, well, as big as Sirius Radio is, to me, that's just a slap in the face to a local artist. I think he should have something to help local artists. As big as this guy is,
mm-hmm.
as much as he's done, he can have a local artist station. It wouldn't be hard to do, But there's just nobody doing it, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Is local music out. Just make a station, and everybody submit me your stuff. We play it. No matter what genre, no matter what it is, we play it, and that helps people out like you try to get their music out there more. And we need that. It's just nobody's done it, and I don't know why. Technology is so easy nowadays to make that happen. Nobody does it. I'm trying, but I want to give everybody else what else. They want to hear everything else too. So it's just tough. But I think what we need is a station built for local artists. And it don't matter where you're from. It could be any state. Any country, I think that would be perfect for all this stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, that music pyramid scheme I talked about, what would need to happen to complete that triangle is artists promoting your show to their fans and other people. That way, you're getting your support, you're getting your audience built up for the artists, and it just kind of feeds itself.
Yes, I mean, and I have a few artists that don't even mention my station, and it saddens me because I take the time out and the effort to make Facebook posts and to help download your music and get it on the station and play it. I feel like if you really want your music out there, you should help me out. But there's a few that don't, but for the most part, most people they will promote. And I do local artists music. It plays every probably 2 local artist songs on an hour's time. So you're going to hear 2 local artist songs in an hour on the station. And I feel like if I'm going to play that for you, you can help me Like, hey, look, they play our music on Straight Up Tunes. Tune into it, listen to it. You know, that's gonna, like you said, that's gonna help me and help them. But there's a few of them that they're just not helping, and it makes it tough. But I'm gonna keep playing their music just because, you know, I'm just that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
I like music and I want to get them out there. But I think, like you said, if I'm playing it, you should promote it. It's just gonna help you.
That was one of my other questions for you. What other advice do you have for artists when it comes to promoting themselves? And so I guess I kind of answered the question, but just getting yourself out there, not being afraid to reach out.
And that's a lot of the problems with a lot of them. They're just afraid to let everybody else hear it. Like, all my friends listen to it. I'm afraid to let anybody else listen to what they think. You're not going to know how good it actually is until you test it.
Yeah.
You know, you got to test it. I mean, you just can't trust friends because they're going to be like, "Oh, it's good," even though it ain't. You know, if they don't think it is, they're going to tell you.
Yeah, friends and family. Right.
I think, you know, yeah, you should throw it out there and see what people think. It's not going to hurt you. You can always start over. You know,
it's in the approach too. You don't want to go, I'm an artist, a music artist, you know, everybody's a music artist now. You don't do it that way. You go, you know, I'm a music artist, and I've been doing this for so many years, and I really like my stuff. I think you would too. You know?
Exactly. Yep. And that's perfect. That's the way you should go about it.
I think so.
I mean, because I got a lot of people that's up and coming now that just got started, and they're working on some stuff, and it's coming along, and I'm like, hey, get me material, I'll play it for you. You know, and that's just how I am. It's like with you. You sent me a bunch of stuff. Took me a while to get to it, but you got a lot.
I do, yes.
You got a lot.
I've got like 40 songs.
I kind of fumbled through some of them, you know, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like first time here. I like that one. I'll put that one on. I'll come back to the rest of them later. Right. I just kind of fumbled through what I thought was good at first.
Sure.
And then I get
well,
back
hey,
to like,
they're all good. They're all good, right?
Hey, I haven't heard a bad one from you. It's just I'm looking for more like catchy stuff.
Right.
When I first listen to you, just so I can get it on there and get it going.
They can't all be zingers. They can't all be hits. That's right. You got to find those. That's in every album with every artist.
Exactly. But your music is phenomenal. It's different. I kind of like it because you add different stuff to your music that most people don't.
Right.
Like you might have like a little hip hop in there with some rock.
Yep.
You know, then you kind of go to like a little country and a little rock, and it's different. I like it.
Yeah, I add other sounds too. Like I've got alarm clock sounds and pots and pans that I use, which that's not too uncommon. But
it's awesome. I mean, you're kind of like doing a new alternative sound.
That's right. It's like progressive. It's like a progressive.
There you go, progressive. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. And your advice has been sound. Can you, before we go here, we're at the 30-minute mark almost, can you name some local artists that you recommend people listening to? Besides myself, of course.
Of course, Justin Calls.
Right.
We got Wayside. That's Josh and Mike.
Yep, I listen to them all the time.
You got Mike. Awesome. Mike is separate. He now has Reality, and then Josh is Jay-Z.
Yep.
I have No God's West, or a little heavy music, kind of like an Alice in Chains sound.
Sweet.
Really good. Check into them.
Okay.
Sister Machine, they're out of date. They've been touring a lot. I have Jamie. They're a country southern rock band. They just released a album. They recorded in Nashville. I got them on there.
That's cool.
I'm trying to think who. I got a guy named Jesse who I worked with at the Barrel. I DJ'd there. He was a bartender. He actually makes music. He actually was in a punk band, and the band's called I Dare You. Sounds like old punk music. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a great name.
It never gets heard, but you got to listen to it. It's just good. And I got a band called Tripping Jim. I met them at a fundraiser last year, and they're heavy. They're kind of like I guess like a Alice in Chains too, but just a little different. I mean, I could just sit here and name them over. And Travis Napier, obviously, he's the newest guy.
Travis Napier, yeah.
He's just blowing it up. He's just amazing. So, I mean, there's a lot. I could keep going.
That's great. No, that's good. Well, hey, I appreciate the talk. I'm going to have this conversation again with you here soon because we have more to talk about, obviously.
Oh, sure.
Not a surprise to me. But it's good talking with you, and we'll hear from you soon.
Okay, thanks, Justin, for taking the time and having me on.
No problem. Listen to Straight Up Tunes, WSUT, with DJ Dan Neff. See you guys.
And listen, Justin Cost.
Yes. Yeah, please do. You won't regret it. See ya.
Talk to you later.